Hello viewers and welcome to the 2019 Spring ROK-U Finals. Here today on commentary we got myself, Ben Tanaka, and
Thomas Kapranica. Good to be back, Ben.
And we're off. Kim Haiti, first pull, hanging, sails just out of bounds. Sansom to pick up.
The contrast of these jerseys is really sticking out. It's like a faded watermelon.
I'm having a tough time as a colorblind person myself. Ho-Kyung initiates.
Loses the hat on the first cut. Running with speed. Hope to see that all game.
Look to see a lot of this. These three guys really know how to work the disc. Dan, Ho-Kyung. Ho-Kyung goes for the huck. Dan in the area. Haiti looking to box out. Makes a great play on it just to keep Dan from getting a good, solid jump and read on it.
Yeah, there's a slight bit of wind that swirled the disc in the air. Double helixed. And Haiti with a great job of positioning to keep Dan away from it.
Haiti with the disc again. Forward to...
That's Hugo De La Roca, the most
a...
improved male player this season.
Yeah. Ooh. Looks like Dan might have got a foot on Derek Delmar's hand. Derek loves those arounds. And Hetty goes deep to Kyle Kim. Kyle Kim with the score. Some would call him the fastest player in the league. Would you agree?
No. I did not play this season, so yes. That's a nice opposite third throw from Hetty, using the wind to her advantage to push that from the far side, opposite from us. All the way to Kyle, unguarded. Ho-Kyung was in the area, but that's a very hard play to make with the disc, with the OI on that.
Hardest read in the game. Disc coming over your head, sailing away from you. Evo looks to be sending out the same line they just had on. Again, these are their big stars. Ho-Kyung, Brandon Llewellyn, Eric Johnson, Dan Sansom. A lot of their women have shown a lot of improvement, but their go-to woman is definitely Kim Hyuna, wearing number 33.
Evo's also without Cody Rezel for the majority of this season, has been battling some injuries. He gave it a go today, but just wasn't quite ready. It may have been the case of he made a long trip to get here this morning and wanted to at least give it a try.
Yeah, really solid cutter. He'll be missed.
We've yet to see Mike Hahn on the field for Evo yet either.
He was a most improved finalist himself. Eric Johnson in the middle of the field. Through the middle to Brandon Llewellyn. Dishy to Sansom, scanning the field.
The Ducks are running Haiti in the back.
Breakside huck, goes up. Eric Johnson in the area.
3-on-1.
Woo! Beats three people to make that catch. Those are the types of plays Dan and Eric are going to need to make this game.
Dan's not afraid to launch it in a 3-on-1. Eric definitely has the height. Susan, though, is a capable defender and always surprises you with his verticality.
Yeah, he's a handful to guard.
Maybe two handfuls. I was speaking with Brandon Llewellyn earlier before the game. I asked him, what is the name of the color of his hair? He said, Nova.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then followed it up with mistake. But I think he looks great. That's a nice summer cut. Wow, it's beautiful today here in Pohang. There's a slight breeze. We are coming into sweat season here in the southern part of the country.
Evo making one of their first subs of the game. Kim Young-jun coming on. Older guy, but still in real good shape, really good thrower.
Does he still have the net installed in his house that he throws into?
Good question. I should ask him next time I talk with him. Dan with the pole. Looks to be sailing inbounds. Derek receives it. Centers to Kim Hitty. Back to Derek. Delmar.
Up to Boa, who's very improved this season.
Yeah, she got my vote for most improved. Not that, who is the winner?
Must have missed that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Haiti getting low.
Oh,
for
it's
the
Serena.
fines.
Serena, yeah, she's gotten a ton better too.
That's two players in the opposite end of the disc there. Serena, known for an endless gas tank and getting it on the receiving end of throws, but Boa is the one putting them. And there's Haiti.
Ducks punch it in for their second goal of the game.
Finding Chema Fakiri for the goal. Rocking the double ginger power braid.
Quack attack. Ducks coming alive.
27. I'm 27. I got it.
Correction, that's Kara Chapman with the goal.
Yeah.
She's in a misnumbered jersey, but an incredible catch either way. Okay. Evo going with a uniform adjustment, going with the high tuck. A lot of legs on this team.
Yeah, this seems like a strategy.
Bit of a distraction tactic for earlier in the game.
Hannah looks like she's running faster already.
Kyle Kim with some lockdown defense.
Physical defense. Dan still gets away. He's real tough to guard in those situations.
Kyle turning his hips away from Dan. It's going to be hard to keep up with him like that. Looks like Kyle's getting a little physical in there too. I like that from the smaller player.
MJ Joongbu catches, swings back to Brandon. Goes by the nickname Puppy. Scanning the field, back to Dan. Dan, big gainer to Zach Tam. Zach Tam right on the edge of the end zone. Looks to find Dan again. Dan gets away again. Swings it back to Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson fakes. Brandon with the layout catch.
Bow wow.
Right on the edge of the end zone. Evo looks to be scrambling a bit, but back safely to Sanson. Nice. Hammer. Back to Eric Johnson.
Brandon's going to be feeling that in the Jim Jabong. Yeah. This turf is much softer than previous visits to the Yongdek Fields here in Pohang, but it's still not kind with the scrapes.
The center field was recently redone, but still can give you a good turf burn if you make contact with it fast.
2-2, our favorite score.
Why is it your favorite score, Tom?
Sorry?
Why is 2-2 your favorite score?
Oh, I just think we're in for a heck of a game here.
Oh, I think so too, Tom.
Great to be here. Dan taking his first break.
Cam Bach, MVP nominee, can't seem to find his way across the field.
I think Sansom here knows it's going to be a long game. He needs to take his rest when he can get it. The wind is in their favor, albeit slight.
It's been swirling, changing from game to game.
DuckTales still with Kim Haiti and Derek Delmar leading the charge. Susan's going to pick it up on the sideline.
Oh. Eunji with the pressure. Forces a slightly more difficult catch, ends up in a drop. Ho-Kyung. Getting her back to Youngjun in the middle. Youngjun breakthrow to Eric Johnson. Eric tries to swing it. Looks like Derek Delmar might have gotten a foot on it. Definitely.
Some free yards there for the DuckTales between Derek and Haiti.
Garrett Chapman back to Kim Haiti. Kim Haiti very dangerous in these situations. Directing traffic. Inside break. Oh. It's another drop in a tight area. Kim Youngjun picking it up.
It's going to be important for the Ducks moving forward to keep relying on Boa. Those are 2 drops, but she's still a big part of this team on offense.
And it's back to Brandon Llewellyn. Locks onto Eric. Gets open. Eric takes the easy swing to Youngjun.
While the teddy bear closes in.
Hey, go ahead, Brandon.
Looks like a pick downfield. Uninvolved in the play. It still stops.
Evo seems to have a pretty well-disciplined vert stack. A little strange to see in ROK-U.
They're coming in and playing them in the quarterfinals. I was really worried about their defensive game, but I mean, as I say this point, it was their offense that was really giving us trouble in the quarterfinals.
See the low throw go off of Brandon's left hand. Maybe a little afraid of that turf.
Delmar to pick up.
Derek directing traffic with the fakes.
Got a very strong around backhand.
Matt Viseca
over to Garrett Chapman again. Second goal of the game. Great find.
Yeah, that's some of the fun of ROK-U. Sometimes the throwers who you don't think have it surprise you. Matt Viesca with a nice flat swing, sling upwind, finding Garrett Chapman for the goal.
I've seen him handle in games too, though. This is a very deep Ducks team. As is Evo, actually. I mean, again, in that quarterfinal game, I felt like when some of their bigger players like Dan or Eric were off, we might have had a chance, but they still held their own. Really deep team.
There's a lot of speed on the field for Evo.
Yeah.
You start getting down to the end of the roster, and you're finding Mike Hahn, Zach Tam. And those guys can burn. Gyudon also very improved this season. This Evo team has played together for several seasons now, going back to the Gyeongnam Field days. So there's quite a bit of chemistry between about six or seven of these players.
Yeah, they've had a good, strong core for a few seasons now. It's nice to see them finally break through to the finals.
In ROK-U, that's been a recipe for success. The Daegu teams for so long being contenders with a strong core, and it's nice to see another city having a shot at it as we start.
A dog on the field. That is Wally, the dog of Kim Hyuna.
Evo with 8 players on the field.
And safely back into the cart or bag or I don't know what you call that thing. Dog carrier.
Tote. A doggy tote.
Oh,
A doggy bag.
ducks with the D. Kim Young-jun trying to make a upline cut. Doesn't get too far.
Katie taking her time to get to the disc.
Huron with a nice show of the foot to Kim Hye-ri. Look around to Kyle Kim. Kyle scrambling right now. Oh, Kim Hye-ri, the very strong pivot. I don't think she even saw Gyuran beside her.
That's a smart play there between Hedy and Kogan, keeping the disc in the center of the field, not swinging to the
Hye-ri,
sideline.
middle pass.
These Ducks know who their star is. They get the disc, they look right back to TOP.
Middle. Kim Hye-ri, forward to Kyle Kim, not in yet. Dan with a very active mark. Kyle looking to find someone, finds Kim Hye-ri. She's really hard to contain for that length of time. You saw that point Francisco Colon getting open in the middle of the field after getting that D on the far sideline. Great active point. I believe he was a former rookie of the season. Or maybe he was a nominee, but he came onto the scene very strong right off the bat.
Sometimes when the players get in, the hooks come in and they just can't get enough. It certainly happened to me.
Tell me about it. Hooks have been in me for about, 15 years now.
Oh, you don't look a day over 10.
Thanks, bud.
But the ROK-U community certainly has a part to play in that. As much as we love the competition and the sports, we're here for the people.
Ducks very active on the sideline. Evo trying to keep up with the cheer game.
But just having a glance over to our left here, a lot of their sideline players are on their butts. It's very early in the game. They're only down 2. Dan Sansom saves them from what could have been a very dangerous situation.
Ducks have Kim Hye-ri poaching. 10 sends it long. TOP in the area. That's an easy D for her. She's going to pick up, walk it to the line. Kim Hyuna tasked with containing Harry this point.
What is this defense that the DuckTales are running? Are all the women poached? I see Kim Hye-ri is in the back, and Rose was marking Dan Sansom here.
Yeah, looks to be
They might be running the triangle.
yeah, looks like a triangle, but usually you don't see that kind of mark in a triangle for that kind of trap. Boa comes down with it. Boa looks... Ooh. Oh, lots of traffic. Ends up in a drop. Dan immediately picks up. Centers to Ho-kyung. They play a little give and go. Dan ends up with it. Yeah, it looks like a poach switching between a poach and a two-person cup.
That throw got just under Susan's outstretched left foot. Crafty Sansom.
Evo is still sticking with a bit of a vertical stack despite the poaches. And they're working it slowly but surely right now. Phenomenal catch by Myungju. Comes down with it through tons of bodies. Dan pops it over to Puppy. head to Eric Johnson. Eric looking ahead. Seems to be matched up with one of the few people as lanky as he is.
Ducks women have switched into match coverage.
And right over the top. Eric blading end zone. Oh.
Susan with just enough pressure to make that confusing.
Did you get a hand on that, or was that just pressure? I couldn't see it.
That's all right. Hard to you guys. Let's go.
That may be all the effort Susan's got for this point.
He's
There's
seems
the
to content
timeout.
to hang out, and there's timeout Ducks.
Great Nunchi there from Haiti to notice her team. Feeling the effect of this point, which is up around the 8-minute mark now.
Should be noted that between almost 5 years between finals appearances for Busan Evolution, there is one player who's on both rosters, Kim Young-jun.
Do you still have this hat at that last time? This thing is incredible. I don't think it's moved an inch. That is strapped on high and tight.
That is a look right there.
Now, as we have a look at the replay, it looks like Susan did not get a touch on that disc. It was actually off the hands of Myungju. But that's still the right play to be aggressive and greedy in that situation. You're in the end zone, you got to try and make the play.
Absolutely. I like the effort on that.
Great job, Keebs. Kevin Keebler, Cartographic Productions, on the video duties once again for us.
Timeout's over.
Big fan of his work.
Now, Ben, could you shed some light on this Kim Se-jun here, number 29 on Evolution? Is he one of Young-jun's students?
No, I believe he's actually Hyuna's cousin. Kim Hyuna's cousin. Pretty new to the ultimate scene here. Hasn't seen a whole lot of the field, but also doesn't seem too disappointed about it either. Maybe just happy to be here. But it is always nice having new players in, specifically for me, Busan, but also just ROK-U in the community.
Hyuna is responsible for quite a few of those. It's got to be double digits by now.
It's incredible that she hasn't managed to win Best Recruiter any of these seasons. But then again, the past few seasons, there have been teams that have largely been put together by one or two people. Jeju Rocks one season, and another season is Gongju Zealots, and Soul Train.
Susan's found second life, just enough to hunt for Boa.
Oh, Boa with the layout. Can't quite get there, but that is a great effort by both. Boa looks to be okay. Came down a little hard, but she looks tough. He's running it off.
She had the read initially, but that just hung and the wind kept playing with it. Pushed it just over that left shoulder. Sansom, a big fan of timeouts, is going to be running hard off of this. That's the second time he's used that high release backhand over the top of his mark for Eric on the upline. Hyogyung with the wheels.
Derek Delmar calls travel. Hyogyung quickly moves it back. Ahead to Brandon. Brandon might have gotten fouled on the release there of that flick. Definitely accidental, but yeah, this looks to be coming back. Kyle Kim, good use of the hand signals there. No contest. Brandon to pick up.
Brandon gains a few yards on the
Yeah.
pickup.
Just a little bit. Back to Dan. Dan getting fancy. He knows the camera's on. Oh, pops it up high to Dan. And he is known for making those catches.
Oh!
And there's Evo on their feet.
Nothing like a Dan Sansom sky to get your team excited.
He broke into the league 4 seasons ago with a huge layout on a fellow who's no longer with us in Korea, Tom Dennis, TD. A photo that is just perfect, Dan Sansom. Not the most visually athletic specimen that we have. Kind of unassuming out there, but boy, does he make some snazzy plays.
He's won MVP in just about every tournament he's played in Korea.
Who would you say is the most visually assuming player in Korea?
Great question, McNamara. Who is the most visually assuming player?
Of all time,
In
it
the
has
league.
to be James Franklin.
That's fair.
No disrespect to the subject of that photo, TD, but bigger and better, my friend. Eric Johnson turning and burning to get down there.
Gonna put just a bit of pressure into Kyle Kim's head. Puts a bit too far for TOP to come down with. Dan ahead to Eric.
Eric's so calm on this side of the field.
Eric slings it to Ho-Kyung in the end zone. Evo ties it up. Oh, looks to be coming back. Potentially a pick call or...
TOP's been everywhere on defense for the Ducks. She's been playing that deep position. She makes a play on that.
She covers a ton of ground in that position.
What do you think covers more ground, her legs or her voice?
Oh, definitely her voice. Saying just the other day, it's a rare occasion when you see her before you hear her. And two teams look to be discussing whether or not the call was in the play or whether or not it affected it.
Ho-Kyung did have a lot of space. It looks to be Kyle Kim who was defending him. But
Both very fast players.
could have been a pick that happened the requisite 2 seconds prior to the call. We're getting near that 30 seconds of time where this needs to either come back or be resolved.
This seems to me like a contest to send it back, which looks to be what's happening. Yeah. Just coming back to Eric Johnson.
Evo's stack is very, very tight. They've got a lot of bodies in a small area down there. Could go to push that stack a little further back and maybe have some more space between the second, third, and fourth cutters. Eric.
Oh, wasting no time. That's not a replay, folks. That's just Eric taking the same option with confidence. Evo ties it up for real this time.
My second favorite score, 4-4. As the wind feels like it might be picking up.
So changing back to what it was early this morning. The breeze coming from the west.
Yeah, crosswind coming straight at the camera. Playing some tricks on our scoreboard operator here and manager of the league, Michael McNamara, who's got it locked in.
What's up?
Thanks, Michael.
ROK-U under new management this season, and I gotta say, they did a fantastic job. Expanded the management team to more than double what it was previously. seem to work together well. And got together a few things that didn't happen last year, like a raffle and what I really enjoyed was the preseason clinic that went on. A lot of new players got a lot of high-quality coaching and some initial practice before the season started.
There's been a lot of work put into player development this season. That's the third clinic this spring between that clinic, the Frank Nam clinic,
Oh, yeah.
and the clinic that was just run by the AOUGC national team in Gwangju for the university kids. So a lot of nice
Dan
work.
with the bid. Those are the bids he's known for. He's hustling to get back.
Oh, Haiti needs to punish him.
Ducks take 2 uncontested throws up. Brandon hustling. Get back on the mark. Ahead again.
Rose Vanderkerk is having a big impact on this game. She's been very reliable on these in-cuts and resetting the disc quickly to Hedy and Derek.
He seems to get these break throws off effortlessly.
There's Boa. And that's what we're talking about. She has the 2 drops early in the game. There's the shot that she needs to boost the confidence back up. Gets a hug from the knee. Five to 4 to the Ducks. I love a good finals.
No. Ducks were
Evo still riding a lot of their main guys. They are extremely athletic. We'll see if the amount of points wears on them.
Yeah, they might need to do some non-traditional marking to see if they can take away Kim Hedy.
Yeah, she is a very big problem to deal with on defense.
Derek taking a point off for this one. I believe that's his first bit of rest of the game.
The current lineup that Ducks have is loaded with award winners and nominees, both this season and in seasons past. Got a couple rookies, most improved players. Yoongjun with the disc in the middle. Yoongjun immediately throws it deep to Dan Sansom. Catches it. Hedy didn't have much of a chance on that one. Ahead to Eric Johnson. Takes it at the peak for the goal. And that is a confident response from Evo.
Good positioning from the Ducks players on both of those throws, but the height is not there for them. Advantage Evo, and they take care of business.
Five. Oh, soccer ball on the field. Ducks going with a very similar lineup.
Derek stays off for consecutive points. In the wind, I'm questioning that decision. They seem to be having trouble in general getting all 7 players on the line. Here they go as Rose sprints to join her teammates.
Kim Hedy talking to her team, letting them know what's up. And I was going to say, Ducks were moving back and forth a little bit. Don't keep walking. There you go. And Evo's waiting for a hand. Looks like ducks are finally ready to go. That was quite the wait between points.
Eric still working hard. First one down on his team. Yet again.
I had the pleasure of witnessing him race Wally the dog, who just ran onto the field earlier. That was a good race to watch. I believe Eric won, but the dog appeared to be chasing Eric, so I don't know if the dog knew it was a race.
Eric will take any bit of edge he can get.
Yeska on the sideline, Mike Hahn on the mark. Looks like Eric is tasked with guarding Kyle Kim in the middle, but Haiti immediately gets free. Looks to... Ooh, and that's an unfortunate drop for Kogan Knoll.
Brandon's rewarded for that poach defense. He was just sitting on the deep space, waiting for the shot and leaving Kogan underneath.
Youngjun to pick up. He's going to want to get it off this line as fast as possible. There you go. Over to Brandon in the middle.
Come this way. More.
Brandon.
Right through the arms. It's one unfortunate play for another. Kim Haiti walking to the disc.
Under.
Nice energetic mark from Hyuna. Haiti still puts it in the middle. Rose back to Kyle Kim. Haiti just appears to be running wherever she wants. Plays through contact. Oh. The two very big men running into each other. Looks like they're both okay, though.
A lot of limbs flailing down there. Haiti with a nice catch as Youngjun applied the pressure.
Kind of skipping over to the open side.
She finds a way to lighten the mood. Evo seems to be struggling without Dan on the field.
I think Evo needs to figure out a way to use that middle of the field right between the women. Kyle Kim to the middle. But Kim Haiti. Kind of good energetic mark. Lots of movement. It's a wide open player underneath.
Nice lateral movement from the Ducks here.
Back to Haiti. Haiti through the middle. Eric Johnson accelerates for the D.
Go Gadget arms.
That's easy swing. Mike Hahn, Burton out and under. Nice swing to Eric.
Brandon with a full 360 degrees on that cut. Up to Hyuna.
Hyuna comes down with it. Just in bounds. Kim Haiti. She wants to get a block here. She's very active. Abandons the force. Oh, and calls a stall. Hyuna seems surprised, and that did seem a little fast. But she does also need to call fast count if she thinks it was that fast. Looks like Hyuna's gonna contest it, though.
I wonder if our magician behind the camera could edit us the real-time count on that. I believe
not the most egregious stall call I've seen, and she gets it back anyways.
Hugo needs to locate.
Having played several tournaments in the Philippines. Seems some good old-fashioned 6 stall counts.
Ducks had 3-on-1 after the deep throw to Hugo. They choose to be patient. Get it into the hands of their best throwers. There's Rose once again over the middle. That's
and she's doing the circle mark. And he gets open immediately.
Kara Chapman.
Kara Chapman with the hat trick. He's having a huge game for the Ducks.
Bangers.
Sorry guys, we have to take the chair. They're here to get the chair. Yeah. These chairs. Yeah.
What?
Sorry, we have to take these chairs.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them.
Oh.
They're here to get the tent and the chair.
Oh.
Should we?
We can sit on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move it. Thanks, guys.
Check for the pad.
Just a bit of relocating here for your dedicated commentary crew.
Tom, you spilled your drink.
That's okay. That's why we always have backups.
To be fair, that drink was riddled with tequila and tasted like piss.
You're not wrong. Man of many talents, Kevin Keebler on the ball to resupply. All right, Derek's back on the field. Dan as well for Evo. Hetty still has not taken a break. I think we're going to see her for as many points as this game goes.
Yeah.
Game to 15, half out.
Quick note on the game format. It is a game to 15, halftime at 8, soft cap at 50 minutes, which will add 2 to the highest score. There's no hard cap. The winning team will have to score to end the game.
Ho-Kyung, 10. Goes for the incredible layout.
My
But
goodness.
can't quite get there. Eddie picks up immediately. Derek Delmar. Very strong around backhand.
He sets it up with that huge flick fake.
And a rookie of the season. Comes down with it. Eddie immediately gets open for her. Sends it ahead of Susan. Susan comes down with it over. Like hot. And there's that explosiveness we were talking about.
That's all right.
7-5 Ducks.
The teddy bear is pumped up. He's had to focus on his studies a bit more this spring. We haven't seen him so much at the club tournaments. But he hasn't forgot how to make a play in the end zone.
Opposite 8. $41. No.
Apologies for the dead space here. We're just clearing up some format with the teams. It seems your commentators were informed, but the actual teams had a bit of confusion lingering.
Well, they were. They were informed.
As a good friend of mine would say, they forgot.
Yeah. This is where this group from Busan really misses a guy like Adam Oddie.
The captains of these teams actually decide on the format for this game.
Yes, Adam Adi.
This is where I think you got to find your women right in the middle of the field.
Kyle Kim.
Got to spread these poaches a bit and work it right through the middle.
There's a lot of contact there between Dan and Kyle. They're both working really hard. Some really impressive shin angles we're seeing with the cuts that they're making.
Dan's just got some really impressive movement. Seems to just spring out of every step.
He seems to be putting that belly into Kyle to get himself that extra separation. No belly on Kyle to be seen. Oh. Kyle's got to keep his hips on Dan. He keeps watching the disc when he loses them.
Dan getting open at will, but another just unfortunate drop. Might have been a little low too, though.
Ducks with a chance to push for half. If they continue with this controlled offense, going through rows in the middle, resetting to Haiti and Derek.
Ducks offense seems to run through handler to cutter, back to handler consistently. And then when the defense tries to help, these wide open passes are available as well.
Evo seems to be a bit outmatched, like you said, with the depth. Kyle finds Hugo, and there is
Kogan, and Ducks take half, 8-5. And coming out of halftime, both teams look to get themselves pumped up. They're going to need a few breaks to bring this game back.
And we've got 5 minutes to soft cap. Once again, there's no hard cap. Evo has got some work to do as they're coming in on defense.
Dan looks to kick this half off with a good pull.
Yeah, for the Ducks, they've got Rose, Boa, Haiti, Dan, Kyle, Susan, and Matt on the field. That is a strong ROK-U 7.
Evo is bringing out the zone. Very effective in stretches this season. Forces a difficult throw. The ball comes down with it. Eric can be a very intimidating mark in this zone. And they pressure, but Kyle saves it. Ducks swing it back. And Ducks are still working in it, but Evo's forced a few difficult catches so far. Ducks are looking very fast and precise on these swings.
No fear out of these three in the back to just work it and make a lot of passes.
You can tell just how experienced they are by how unfazed this Ducks team seems by a very big wrinkle. And as I say that, they fail to close off the point. Dan ahead to Eric immediately.
They took those yards 5 at a time, and sometimes even less.
Hogang saves it. Oh, and Kyle looks to have come down hard on Eric's ankle. That is tough to see.
I believe I saw Eric land on Kyle as he went up to get that one.
Oh, you think that was Eric landing on Kyle?
His ankle rolled when he hit the ground. Eric immediately off the field. He's shaking his head. He knows.
Yeah, that might be it for him. That would be very unfortunate.
Important for Evo right here not to be deflated by one of their top players going out. There's still a lot of time, and they still have capable players on the field. They can make this happen.
Hogyung completely unmarked right now. Looks to be Susan, who's just sitting deep. And don't know what the situation is here, but looks like it's finally back in play. Hogyung with the disc. Ahead to Dan. Then back to Youngjun. Youngjun ahead to Ho-Kyung, but that is underthrown, but Ho-Kyung comes up with it. Slight misread from Kid Hedy, and Dan jumps it in for the goal.
The Ducks had that one red. But a little luck goes a long way for the team in pink.
And that is a big break for Evo. That was an important point for them to get. Looks like Brandon might be having some trouble now, too.
The hamstring.
Oh, he's, looks like a cramp or hopefully something he can just run off, but that would be disastrous to lose both Brandon and Eric in the same point.
Yeah, it's 4 games in a day is a lot.
Eric looks to be icing his foot now. I really hope he's okay. He looks pessimistic right now, but
yeah, at this time you got to just take the cleats off. Don't tempt yourself to be dumb and come back when there's not a lot to play for here. Despite the glory of a ROK-U championship and Hammy the Tiger, there's always next season.
And the respect of your peers.
And the respect of your peers for winning this lovely league of ours. Which I think you win either way here. So really, Eric, let's view this as a win-win, bud.
Evo complimenting Dan on a pull that goes out of bounds. Evo looks like they may be setting up the zone again.
Yeah,
although they have their main mark not here. No, it looks like matchup defense.
there's a noticeable difference in team vibe here as things are light and fluffy for the Ducks. Evo seems to be trying to force it. Here it comes. A lot of speed on that disc up to Hyuna.
Yeah, rookie this season comes down at that one. Back to Kyle. And like usual, Kyle and Hedy are just going to play some catch for a bit. Hedy inside break. Finds Kara again. Kara from her knees. What a Kogan Knoll for the goal.
We've talked a lot about the stars for this Ducks team. The likes of Rose and Kara have seen the disc in their hands so much. They're making plays. They're not committing the turnovers, characteristics of players with their level of experience. And they are certainly pulling their weight and more.
9-6. Soft cap was on, game to 10. No, 11. Soft cap was on.
All right.
Ducks.
So soft cap called. We're 50 minutes into the game.
Ducks,
It's going to be a game to 11. Game to 11 with Ducks currently up 9-6.
Evo's going to need to get 5 of the next 7 points.
Great math, Tom.
We might start to see a little bit of hero ball.
That's could look pretty ugly or incredible, depending on the outcome.
But their heads are held high down there. No one's dragging. I think they believe in this squad. They've had a nice little run today, making some unexpected wins.
Yeah, I think most people were taking the Hammers, the number 1 seed, to beat Busan Evolution in the semifinals, but Evo showed their stuff. And here they are. Dan, back to Brandon Puppy. Dan looks to put it back towards the middle. Cutter's looking a little stagnant.
Nice defense here from Kogan, making Dan work. That's a big throw.
Ooh. Just out of the reach of Kim Hyuna. Now Kim Haedy's going to have another chance to pick it up on this sideline.
Bangers.
Lots of traffic. It looked a little dangerous, but looks like there's no hard feelings. Turnover.
Some miscommunication from the Ducks there as we see their two cutters, Kyle and that's Francisco Colon collide. Haedy directing traffic in the deep spot.
Oh, Francisco with the run through D.
Derek needs to reward him.
Open side flick, and Kyle's just too fast on those upline cuts.
And Evo got caught off guard off of that turn.
10-6 game point.
Let's go, Evo! It's not 0-0, it's 10-6.
What do you think about that call, Tom? 0-0. Think that does a lot to get the team's headspace straight?
Well, I certainly understand the motivation behind it. You're trying to get the team to realize to just keep playing the way they were playing from the start of the game and not rush to put an end to it. But at some point, we're talking about platitudes.
Great vocabulary, Tom.
Like platypus?
Exactly.
And Evo looking to save their season. There's a lot of the usual suspects on the line, minus, of course, Eric Johnson, who fortunately out with an injury. But they are ready to go. June and Dan do not want to wait any longer. Ducks have been taking a little while on these. Haedy wants to go too. I guess it might be the boys that are having trouble getting sorted.
No, you take him.
And Ducks finally ready to go. Here we go. Game point. Dan fields the pull, centers to Youngjun, back to Dan. Dan jumps it for about a foot of extra space. Hucks it to Ho-Kyung immediately. Ho-Kyung can't come down with it. Drifting out of bounds. Haedy got a hand on it to make sure. And Ducks have a chance to win the championship right here. Centers to Kyle Kim. Kyle Kim fakes off one cut. Looks back to Haedy. Haedy ahead to Matt Vieska. Back to Haedy. Seeing, just a lot of this cutters back to handlers and handler swings. Ducks have been really consistent with that this game.
My money's on Kara Chapman to finish this game off in the end zone.
Dan getting acrobatic.
Matt slings to Hugo.
And that's it. Ducks have won the 2019 ROK-U Spring Championship.
That's it for 2019. I've been Thomas Kopranica.
I'm Ben Tanaka.
I am and I remain Michael McNamara.
Bye.
See you next season.